Good morning, everybody. Game day, game 3, Lakers Nuggets. Series shifts back to LA. And I thank you for coming to BDF 44's channel to talk about it. BDF 44 is a Laker fan who's having a hard time with this series, just like the rest of us. Had our hearts ripped out of our chest with the last 2 games. The last one we had lost at the buzzer after being up by 20. Murray hit a shot that we'll never forget. In the first game, we were down by 10, up by 10 at the half. And still gave the game back in the same fashion. We lost 8 straight to this team before that. 10 straight at this point. You just overcome what's in front of you. That's really what the job is at this point. You've been demoralized about as rough as any team ever has, so no one's going to blame you for not being able to bounce back. But if you're going to make history, and this is the playoffs where people make their name, these are the type of things that are thrown at you, and you have to respond. We've seen teams in other sports come back from 0-3 deficits to win. Not in basketball, but these type of things can be possible. We saw what happened with the Boston Celtics last year in the Heat. They were down 3-1, won 2 straight, still lost the series. But the point is, you got to keep fighting. Regardless of what's going on against you, you got to keep fighting. And in our situation, if we continue to fight, if we're looking at the series the way the most playoff series are looked at, Dallas took care of home court. Denver took care of home court. Now we got to take care of our home court. That's really what it comes down to. It takes everybody. That's what the Lakers' motto for this playoffs is. It takes everybody. And the fans will be ready. We'll be rocking. But the players are going to have to bounce back from something that most probably would not be able to. Not just from a being demoralized standpoint, but from this is an NBA champion, defending champion standpoint. You got to beat the team that won the championship, and they're really hitting you with some hard punches and are not playing their best ball while doing it, to be honest with you. But we know we've had big leads in both of these games. We know both of these games could have been ours, and if we would have did things a certain way that was a little more crisp, this could be a 2-0 Lakers series lead headed back to LA. But it's not. It's a 2-0 Denver lead headed back to LA. And if we don't win tonight, we're down 0-3. So, unfortunately tonight, although it's been reported we would probably be getting Vanderbilt and Wood back, those guys will not be available for this basketball game. According to what I read yesterday and this morning, they are ruled out officially. We'll see if anything changes right now as the game approaches at 7 p.m. tonight. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. The last I checked, they will not be available at all tonight. So, Lakers just got to take it to the Denver Nuggets. We've had these big leads. Anthony Davis has been able to eat good in the first half of these basketball games. I think he was darn near perfect in the last one in the first half, and then we just kind of stopped going to him. D'Lo had 5 threes in the first half. We stopped going to him. These are the type of things that just frustrate the team. You got Anthony Davis coming out saying that team doesn't know what it's doing on both sides of the floor at times. Basically a full-fledged indictment on Darvin Ham, which, hey, man. If you follow me close enough, you already know I want Darvin gone. That's not even a conversation to have right now. Just understand that this coach is why I think we have such a horrible stretch against this Denver Nuggets team. His rotations, his choices, his inability to stop the bleeding, call timeouts and stuff like that. It's a rough go trying to overcome a bad coach, man. Let's just be honest. But that's what the Lakers have to do. We have to overcome it. We have to overcome what's coming at us. We have to overcome what our coach is doing. And if he'll be willing to do some things differently to kind of play into the favor of size out there, and continues to encourage his team to run plays throughout the course of the entire game, not just in the first half, maybe we can have a little success adjusting to different defensive adjustments that are made, which were a big problem in the first two games. They see what didn't work in the first half. Mike Malone goes into the locker room, adjusts out of it, changes some things up. You got to be able to adjust to the adjustments. It's the playoffs, and make your own adjustments and expect for something like that to happen tonight. And if you try to stick to a game plan that doesn't work, then expect for them to continue to dominate against us. It's what to expect if adjustments are not made. So, it's not about X's and O's at this point. We know how well we played in the first half of these games. We know how devastating we were toward ourselves when we stopped doing things that worked in the second half, and we proceeded to watch them do what they always do, which is out-execute us down the stretch, because of these games are close that don't have to be close. When you have a 10-point lead in the first game, it didn't have to necessarily be close in the second half. When you have a 20-point lead, it probably shouldn't be close any further. And so that's the frustration the Lakers are dealing with. We've had fantastic showings in the first halves of these games. And the Denver Nuggets have fantastic showings in the second half and end up winning. So Lakers got to put two halves together of good basketball tonight. Obviously, a must-win is an understatement. You're playing for your season. So tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers will be wearing their yellow uniforms at home. The Denver Nuggets will be wearing their mile-high blues on our floor. And we got to win, man. Somehow, we got to get over the hump mentally. We have to put together 4 quarters of good basketball against this basketball team, or they're going to beat us again for the 11th straight time. And, I say this a million times. I don't think 10 straight losses to a team is a fluke. I think certain things are being done that shouldn't be done. I think there's a certain thing to figure out that we have yet to. And it's up to the Lakers to have figured that out over the last 2 days this time, so that we'll have a better result, man. Pride is on the line, man. Nobody expects us to win a game in this series at this point. Home, away, third building, somewhere else, it don't matter. The Denver Nuggets have been dominating us for years now. And it's been the same coach and the same core getting beaten by these guys. It's up to those guys, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Co. to get it done tonight. Play better basketball than they played in the first 2 games, particularly in the second half. Do what works and find ways of executing better down the stretch. Jokic is going to be Jokic, Murray going to be Murray, Porter going to be Porter, KCP, etc., Gordon. They're going to be themselves. They're a fantastic team with a ring under their belt. If you're going to defeat the champs, you got to overcome their best punches. It's playoff time. They're looking past us at this point. We need to make sure that they refocus to what it is that we are about and play the type of basketball that we believe we're capable of playing, and prove to ourselves that we can play the right way against this particular team. I'm looking forward to us gaining our respect. I still have yet to see that happen. If anything, we've been getting disrespected, stomped out, demoralized, even more so than we had in the first 8 times we've been beaten by the Denver Nuggets. At some point in time, got to start looking at yourself in the mirror and demanding the pride from self. No more excuses. No more infighting or whatever the case would be that would cause us to turn on the coach or however that goes and say certain things. You know what I mean? In regards to, we don't know what we're doing on both sides of the floor. That's not what anybody needs you to be saying right now, Anthony Davis. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. Even though that, we want to move on from Darvin, but we don't want to appear as if we can't get it right from here. And those type of statements tell me that not only is Darvin not really doing his job, but I hate to say it, but AD ain't doing his either. And you're supposed to be one of the leaders of the team. It shouldn't be no damn we don't know what the hell we're doing. If the team don't know what the hell they're doing, the leaders aren't necessarily doing their job, and the leadership is not just the coach. And that's something that I haven't heard a single soul say. Nobody said that. But I think AD said as much bad about himself as he did Darvin Ham when he put that out there. If a superstar knows he has a bad coach, then he needs to be the damn coach. And it's on the floor. If the coach wants to run garbage that doesn't work, then the superstar who's making $200+ million needs to be the one saying, yo, this is what we're running, give me the ball. This is what we're running, move around on defense. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a situation where we don't know what we're doing because me and the coach, the superstar and the coach, are coming together to make sure we have it done. Leadership, fam. Ain't no we don't know what the hell we're doing because I know what the hell I'm doing and I'm making sure we do it. I don't understand how superstars, top 75 players all time, could even allow for that to be the case, regardless if the coach is me, who doesn't know what he's doing, Darvin Ham, Spoelstra. I don't care what level of coach you have. Your team got to know what the hell y'all doing on both sides of the floor at all times, and it's your job to do his job if he can't do the job. That's simple. And it don't get much more simple than that. I thought Anthony Davis played fantastic in the first half of both of these basketball games. I thought that Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers unrivaled in the second half of both of these basketball games. I'm not just blaming that on Darvin Ham. Players got to play. If stuff is not being run properly, then y'all need to start calling plays on the court and make sure it is. Freelancing does not work for the Los Angeles Lakers this year. We got to run plays on both sides of the floor. We got to be smart on both sides of the floor. And we have got to put more effort into movement on the basketball floor as it pertains to getting back. You got to run hard on every play. And if you're too tired to do so, just roll over and end the series. Because it's required that you run harder than we did in both of those games. And I know we were dealing with altitude, but that is not the excuse today. You're in Los Angeles, and you got to play hard. So all that trotting back will get you beaten. Simply put. Poor decisions on the defensive end will get you beaten. Bad shot selection will get you beaten. Poor body language will get you beaten. And if you don't have nothing left, then hey, nobody expects you to do anything anyway at this point, right? Y'all got to gain y'all respect. That's what it really is. As a fan, I'm saying gain our respect. But that unit and that coaching staff, y'all got to gain that. Y'all got to really get that back from the Denver Nuggets. You got to get that back from all of these fans who are frustrated. It's going to be a lot of fans who believe in you. But at this point, anybody with a brain is going to look at you and say, yo, we don't expect none of these dudes against Denver anymore. And that's on y'all to gain that back. Don't get mad at us for giving up. Y'all look like y'all gave up. Y'all look like y'all can't figure it out. And so that's what it is. If I were in that locker room, those are the type of words I'd be saying, like, look, we can roll over, but this is going to carry us forward. It ain't like we just going to be able to lose these 2 basketball games and that'll be it. It's going to affect everybody's legacy in that locker room. Everybody's legacy. I'm sorry, but certain things that people thought was solidified, believe me, man. Believe me. This matters. Losing to the Denver Nuggets, 2 straight years getting swept out of the playoffs, coupled with every loss that you've had against this team in the regular season, you ain't going to be seen as the greatest this or the defense or that. Ain't nobody looking at you like that. What you looking at you as is somebody who got dominated by the same team 10 straight times. Don't make it 11. You can be frustrated with each other. You can be frustrated with the coach. You can be frustrated with the Nuggets. But what you need to do is gain your respect. And the only way you're going to do that is by doing things better for longer periods of time. 48 minutes. Don't give me 24 minutes to call yourself champions. It ain't going to work against the champs, the actual ones. You got to play 48 minutes of great basketball and find a way to get the next game here. That's it. Or we just going to be looking at you as a bunch of dudes who can't do it. And whatever comes with that, we're entitled to be able to express, because at the end of the day, you're not getting it done. So that's really what it is, man. I'm aware we have 2 home games to try to gain that respect I expect for our team and our fans to be a unit out there, because it takes everybody, man. But at the end of the day, the team has to be the ones playing the game. When it tips up, give me 48 minutes of your best. And if you can't do that, then our season will be on the line in the next one with 11 straight losses to the same damn team, expecting to win the 12th matchup. And that's a hole that should never be fallen into. Not when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the same basketball floor. So figure it out, man. Figure it out. Don't wait for us to believe in you before you show us you believe in yourselves. Figure it out. Overcome what it is that just happened to you. Show yourselves that you got the strength to do the impossible, and proceed to start that process now on the basketball floor. And it takes everybody, man. So that's pretty much where I'm gonna leave this video. Game starts at 7 p.m. I know Denver gonna show up with a lot of confidence. We'll see if our team has our hard hat on. We'll see if we have our thinking caps on. And if we play our best game, we should probably win. Because we know when we do the things that we're supposed to, we get leads against this team. We get those. It's not like they're just stomping us out by 70 every night. It ain't happening like that. We just got to stay out of our skulls as it pertains to making a mistake and unraveling, and do what works. Find something that works and exploit it. And then in the second half, when you come out of the locker room, be conscious about how important it is to do the same things that just worked. I believe the Denver Nuggets have figured out that we want to score in the paint. They clogged the paint up pretty good in the second game. So the 3 ball's going to have to fall tonight. We need D'Lo to continue to shoot the way he did in game 2. Can't have another game 1 type performance. Rui Hachimura is going to have to bounce back from that dud of a game he had on Tuesday, I believe it was, whatever day that was. His game 2 was bad for his standards. And he's going to have to play well for the rest of the series if we have any shot at winning it. So that's who I'm looking forward to seeing bounce back tonight. So that's really what it is, man. Supremely frustrated, but I'm still here, man. We got a game to play tonight. The Lakers got a game to play. Fans got a game to root for, and hopefully we can gain our respect, man. Takes everybody. EDL 44. I thank y'all for watching.